Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Dick Smoothie.
Well, welcome back again.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Link says hi too.
That's right. That's a trigger word for him.
Hi.
Yeah. Don't say it. Don't say it anymore, please.
Well, anyways, welcome back to #Dick Smoothie with Daniel and Tosh.
Yeah. Super excited for this.
I'm super excited for this too. We went all out for the set this time.
It's Christmas.
So you might hear this just before Christmas or just after Christmas. Whatever it is, we're pretty excited to put it out. It may not be on a Sunday at midnight this time, but we're thinking about putting it out at a different time just so we can, get it out and have some good holidays together, right?
Absolutely. Happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays to everyone. I want you to be safe, though.
Yeah.
I know, this is stupid to preach, but
this year is going to be a rough time.
It's gonna be rough, but it's also did you have to buy as many presents this year?
I haven't bought any presents. Actually, no, I bought you a present.
You got me a present.
And you bought me presents.
Yeah, but I can't hold in a surprise. There's just no way I can. So I always
when you get presents?
Get presents for people. So you've already gotten all the presents for Christmas.
Fuck actual Christmas Day.
I don't even fucking wrap them up. I'm like, yes.
Dan shows up last night and then just goes like this. Two things behind his back and just presents them.
Yeah.
And walks away.
It's one of these beautiful raptors,
oh my God,
neck gaiters. And then I got the purple hat just because I like purple.
I wish I had my white hat here.
It's over there. We'll get it soon.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. I think you look pretty fucking cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
Merry Christmas.
We want to say thank you for everyone that's been listening because the past week has been a lot of listens, and they're all
exciting.
from whoever's listening on Pandora. I guess you're from the United States of America. So we really appreciate you guys listening too.
Yes. But we want to know more about you.
Yeah,
it's such a mystery.
Yeah, who are you? Can you please just let us know who you are?
We want to make contact with you.
Contact us.
We want to know. Okay.
Yeah. How do we contact you?
Well, you guys are gonna have to contact. Wait. Oh, for just me.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do they contact you?
Please. We've set up an Instagram page for Dick Smoothie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dick Smoothie was taken, right? So
yeah.
Please follow us and slide into our DMs at Dick Smoothies. Yes, it's plural.
Yes, it's plural.
You can also follow me, Tosh, at catharsis.on.canvas, and you can follow Daniel. Send him a direct message.
Yeah, flannel _ flannel.
That's right.
For the DMs.
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't looked up who Dick Smoothie is.
Should we?
We might have to do that. I'll get out with my phone in a minute for this.
You know what? I know, I changed my personal Instagram handle so many times and come up with such a good idea, and then somebody else takes it before me, and you look it up and they have one post from 2013, and you're like, fuck you. You own that for no reason. You're ruining it. You stole it, and you're not even making good use of it. I could do better.
Oh my god. It's literally just like a bot or something.
What does that say?
It says spam ACC boy. I'm a lameo and my name's Sasha and I have poop colored eyes. That's actually what it says.
Okay, bye.
You only get accepted if you're .a.spam.acc.k.by.
Honestly,
I feel like that
and
should just
get.
It's
a can of spam.
And yeah, it's just a picture of a can of spam.
I will flip so many birds to this person. Fuck you. Let's just ask him to change his name and I'll take it.
Is Sasha a boy?
Yeah.
Are you
always.
sure?
Yeah.
No, I've met so many Sashas that are women.
When I was in preschool, everyone called me Sasha, and I was just like,
No.
Fucking Tasha. It's
Yeah.
not Sasha or Tash. It's Tosh.
Tash.
Please. Tash. Also, I have a request. Not only can you follow us on the social medias, you can also just email us, right, Dan?
Sure can.
Which would be flannelonflannel@gmail.com or flannelonflannel@tosh@gmail.com. And if you could send an email with your deepest, darkest secrets, that would be cool.
Also, we're kind of thinking about getting a kind of a pool together because we want to find out who these Americans are. But I can't find out through our third party without paying a bit more.
Yeah.
But there's really no necessity for us to pay more right now. But if we do, we get to find out where the heck they're coming from. Because I know Joey Riccatoni, he thinks they're all coming from like fucking Iowa or something. He's just like, it's going to be some rural town or like Mormon town in Pennsylvania or something, even though they really not allowed to use electronics. Somehow they've got like a little cell phone stuck away in like a haystack or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at night, all the kids go and like, okay.
Parents are sleeping, and they all gather around their fucking.
Yeah, they all
they tune in.
they fucking tune in, and and they all they all scrounge together a couple dollars for the phone plan each month.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you,
because it's not a pay as you go, right?
It's
it's not. You can't get data that way, I don't think.
No, you can't.
So yeah, it's not a pay as you go. It's a fucking plan, monthly plan.
It sounds really complicated, but like, please just send us a message on social, like on Instagram, on either of those accounts, or email. We just want to know who you are, and I want to get a conversation started.
Email me first because I want the emails.
Fucking bragging rights.
Yeah, I just want more emails than you.
Fine. You know what? We forgot to talk about it last time, but can we talk about a dog scanner?
The dog scanner results, yeah.
One night, Dan was just like, download this app, Dog Scanner.
Do we still have the pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll post them during the podcast.
Yeah, it was so good. So I put a picture of Link, who's my dog. He's a Pomeranian. He got 90.2% Pomeranian. Like, it's pretty good. Bugle, which is, you don't, oh, he looked at me. He's like, what? Bugle is what? You don't know. He's a mutt.
Well, I always thought miniature pincher.
He got, what, 92.7% Lancashire healer?
Lancaster healer. Because it's like a terrier of some sort.
That's right. But the best part is like, hey, he's like, Dan's like, just put a picture of yourself now.
Yeah, because you like, you never know.
Fun.
Like, let's see if it actually works. You're gonna test it out. So I was like, let's put our faces into it.
And this is what's crazy. So what, Dan? And it's just so much higher. 36.1% miniature pincher.
Yeah.
Which is what you think Bugle is. And guess what? I'm pretty sure Link is a Pomchi, which is a Pomeranian Chihuahua, and I got 12.3% Chihuahua.
I know. So we're kind of a part of our dogs now.
It's amazing. I'm like, how did they know?
Maybe our auras kind of just went to these dogs in the first place.
Well, you know that saying, like, and I mean, I think it was 101 Dalmatians that captured it so good, where it's like every owner, that when you get a dog, it's supposed to look like you.
Yeah, and it usually does.
This is proving that point.
Yeah, Bugle definitely looks like me. Right, Bugle Boy? Bugle Boy. You look like me? Yeah.
He just winked at you.
Yeah, I did.
He's like, that's me.
So yeah, I'll post the pictures that we took, and I'm pretty sure I took snapshots from the app or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to use the new sounds on my board because
I don't care. Okay.
I just love Judge Judy. And she's still doing. Is Judge Judy a trigger word now too?
I think I said let's hear him, and here is also a word. Do not trigger. Hey.
Judge Judy.
He's just like,
Judge Judy.
Judge Judy's my trigger word.
Yeah, I know. She's still doing new seasons. Like, what season is this? Probably season 30 or 40.
She stayed the same age for...
She still looks the same. I thought she was going to die soon.
I thought she was gonna die soon.
I thought she was gonna die soon, but
I don't care. Okay.
she doesn't care about it. She's gonna live forever.
Speaking of like daytime television, do you remember this? I sent it to you. There's a fucking Maury Povich game that's called You Are Not the Father. And I want to find it. I want to play it so bad.
Let's get that. Actually, if anyone knows where we can find this, let us know, because
it's literally a picture from a meme, and I'm like, that's good and all, that's funny, but like, where can I actually locate this and play it?
Do we have
day?
to make it?
We probably.
Honestly, it's probably just like a kit for testing your DNA.
And you know,
there's no
it's
game.
Like 23andMe, and you're like, oh, I'm not the father, but I'm lactose intolerant. You send away your results to the lab.
That's the game. Actually finding out if you're the father.
You're not the father, but you're gonna learn a lot about yourself. It's a value proposition.
What if it comes back and it's like you are a father of somebody that's somewhere?
You have 17 kids, and you're like, what? Come after me, bitch. Whatever.
But why wouldn't have they told me yet?
You know what? The only thing I hope.
Yeah, why didn't they come after me yet? Because
That's
if they wanted to, we could just go to Judge Judy's court. These are real cases and real people with real verdicts. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. You know, like, Kate, do you know the game Clue?
Of course.
You know how they have that little envelope when you put the cards in and you stick it in the middle of the board?
Mm-hmm.
I sincerely hope that the only thing I want out of this Maury Povich game is that little envelope, because you know how he gets the envelope on stage and he takes it.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to read the results. That's necessary. And like a little mini one. That would be so good.
I think I like the mini thing because I'm pretty sure you can fit all of the information onto the small cards.
It just says yes or no.
Yeah, Maury Povich. He just has like the fucking massive envelope for TV. He's just like, ah.
You are the father.
I bet you it doesn't say anything on it.
Yeah, he already knows.
He already knows.
Yeah, it's just for dramatic emphasis.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. He already knows.
I want to be like the production assistant that gets to walk out and like hand it to him.
A lot. Well, majority of it's fake. So
Maury's real.
Maury's not real, and
It's the only real thing in this world. You're like, I'm good.
Okay, just like she thought J.K. Simmons was, John Malkovich.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons is much more handsome than Malkovich.
Oh my God, you're right. I just got like a flash in my head.
Well, he's on the
no,
TV
I got a
screen
flash
right there.
of John, and I was just like, oh, he's fugly.
Yeah, like look at
He's
look
handsome.
at that. That's beautiful.
They don't even have the same colored eyes. I'm such an idiot. It's
He's
kind
kinda
of
got-
like when
he's
people
got-
are like, oh, they think you're racist if you think that like the same actor of like a certain ethnicity is like the same. Like you mix it up, you're like, oh, that's racist. Like it's kind of like this whatever against bald men.
Yeah. Well, I heard like I used to listen to Dax Shepard a lot on podcasts,
Yeah.
and apparently people always thought he was Zach Braff.
What?
I know. I was like,
it
what
his
the
hair?
fuck?
It's just
Yeah, I
his
guess
hair.
so. I
And
was
his,
like,
long face.
and Zach Braff
Whoa.
came on. He's like, I'm not nearly as jacked as you, so I don't understand.
And I'm
Like,
also not nearly as daxed as you.
it's Daxed, yeah.
That's really weird.
I've never pooped in a toilet store in the toilet.
Oh, from
Because Dax Shepard has done that. If you haven't watched the Jackass movies, I recommend it. I'm pretty sure it was Dax Shepard. We had this thing last night. I couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, Dan's like, they're making a new Jackass. And I'm like,
Yeah, they're making a new
yes!
Jackass.
It's about time. What was the last one? Was it 3.5 or something like that? It was like a weird half one because it was in 3D.
It was in 3D. I went
Yeah.
to see it in 3D.
Was it? I did too. Was it good?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Was it good? I saw it. Duh.
I think they were too concentrated on the 3D aspect.
Typical.
Yeah.
Typical. Remember how like 3D movies was such 3D TVs like was such a thing, and it was like, this is so stupid. My parents got when they're like, let's watch this fucking Jack Black movie. Put your glasses on. I'm like, this is just annoying. I don't want to wear glasses when I'm watching a movie.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't that cool.
I know. It's like, if anything, it just fucks with your like, you
Your
get
vision.
less out of it.
Yeah,
The
it just
depth
fucks
perception
with, like,
is-
for my vision, I get nauseous in 3D movies, so I'd much rather watch everything in just 2D.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's the way the movie is intended to be made. Yeah, it's not a gimmick. Like if they're like, oh, it's a 3D film, they're gonna just spend way too much time on that stuff and takes away from all other aspects.
I also have a complaint about those stupid
launch a
fucking
complaint.
movie theaters that have those chairs that make it 4D or whatever.
like they move.
And you're
or-
moving. And apparently, Tenet, that Christopher Nolan movie, you could have gone and done that with it.
Oh, I see.
And like, I mean, cool and everything because it's very interactive.
Yeah.
If it would be like that. But it's so interactive that by the time you're done that 2 hour or 2.5 hour movie,
2.5 at least. It was a
yeah,
long
it
one.
was really fucking long. 2.5 hour movie, boom. You're either gonna have like weird withdrawals because you're gonna walk outside of that theater and you're gonna be like,
You're gonna have vertigo. Fucking vertigo.
like, I already feel like I have vertigo for the most part, right? Like, I
Yeah.
get nauseous all the time.
Yeah. It's not a good idea. It's really not.
It's not.
It's
I
such
don't like
a
it.
gimmick. Like,
I understand why some people would want that, but
Yeah.
it's not going to make it any further. It was like the scratch and sniff things for movies.
Yeah.
These little things are not going to progress
Yeah.
our film industry or art. I guess there's like specific cameras for like 360 movements and blah, 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 blah. I think those might be handy
yeah.
depending on the movie and or TV show if they use them right.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. What do you do with a movie? You watch it and you hear it. It's occupying 2 of your senses.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going to try and incorporate things to give more depth to those, or like moving with a film?
Like
Save it for
a lot of
Canada's
people,
Wonderland,
a lot
like
of
the Star
people
Wars
would
ride.
say that film is a cool medium. And I don't remember if you remember like Arthur McLuhan.
I don't think so.
He's the one that had the theory for the global village and how all of the internet is gonna happen and blah blah blah.
Okay.
We're all gonna know each other. Globalization,
Yeah.
but it was called the global village through him.
Oh, I like that.
Or and then the medium is the message, and then the medium is the massage, which is also 2 other theories that he made. So if you're stimulating all of these things
Yeah.
with this 4D kind of film,
Mm-hmm.
it would be considered a hot medium,
I see.
right? Because there's so many senses being worked up and being used. But I really truly disagree with people that call film in general a cool medium because there's only 2 senses that are being used. I feel more watching a movie than I feel riding a bike
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. I know that sounds weird.
No.
I'm using like my cognistic fucking
Yeah, it's not a sense.
skills
It's
and
hitting you mentally and emotionally. You're supposed to. That's
Yeah.
supposed to be
like
triggered for
I
shit.
love crying during movies.
Uh,
Okay, maybe I don't love it, but I'm really good at it.
I'm really good at it. It also like means something when you're just like, I can't help but have this emotional response. You're like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
you did something right, and I'm okay with like, I don't have to be embarrassed about it. I just really felt it because you did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? That says something for sure.
For sure. Okay, what do you have on your notes today? Because Tasha's gonna teach me something
Oh my
today
God.
and teach you stuff today. I don't know if I'm totally ready, but
Are you scared?
I just hope I can actually follow.
Oh, I think you can follow. I tried to break it down. I spent some time. So
She claims this is her newest thesis.
it's I guess it's a theory, I guess. So when I was talking to people about the upcoming episode being now, I was like, do me a favor. If you have a favorite serial killer or true crime character, please tell me, because I think that should be an interesting focus for this episode. Like, why not? And anyways, so I want to thank 2 beautiful ladies, Nancy and Hannah, for their submissions, and 2 of the most notorious serial killers in American
Who's
history.
Nancy and Hannah? let's not skip by this. Who are these people?
Who are they?
Yeah.
They're my friends.
Yeah, they're your friends, but who are they? Hi, Nancy and Hannah.
Shout out.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me about them.
Yeah.
Is that all I get?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, well.
I don't want to put them on blast. Like I was like, yeah.
Okay, well, Nancy, Hannah, if you want to DM me.
Whoa, no kidding.
Slide into my DMs.
Ooh la la.
Anyways, I did not mean to cut you
There's
off. I'm just
room for
thankful.
sliding. Yeah. So we're going to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to do Jack the Ripper.
No,
we
bro.
changed it up?
That
okay.
show really turned me off of not learning anything more about Jack the Ripper.
Oh my God, that's don't. I think I watched just as much as you did, which was like 45 to a minute.
I saw a guy talking and he was just like, oh, like this something about, we have to go find your mom or something. And I was like, done.
Yeah, like it was kind of just, they forced something.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm glad that they thought it was going to be.
It's 1970s, which is like serial killer prime time. That's when this profiling started, right? And with the FBI. But like, just because it happened during that time, and think of a better name. Like, honestly, they just basically made this guy in the UK, called him the Ripper. And it's like he was killing sex workers. A lot of fucking serial killers killed sex workers because the easiest target. No one gives a shit. Homeless people and sex workers, honestly. Yeah. Why does that be like, oh, like you just happen to be in the same area? And I was like, please, like I would love to watch something on Jack the Ripper. Whoever
yeah,
that's actually, might be.
That's actually
not some fucking no name. Sorry, I'm getting so angry.
So really like maybe yeah. So what if this is also a true story, except it's just the Ripper and not Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
But like I think that's a complete homage of this serial killer to that. So I don't think, and I understand that it's an homage of some sort.
Yeah.
But you're glorifying this bastard way too fucking much.
It's true. You're setting the expectations here. And like, I guarantee you, not many people made it past the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It was such a disappointment. Anyways, let's bring it back to people who are actually interesting. There you go. So, I know serial killers, being into that is such a craze right now. I've personally listened to podcasts on all the heavy hitters, and I have my favorites for sure. But throughout listening to people who have done a lot of studies and read the books and whatever, something that always seemed to come up was, sociopath, psychopath. And I'm like, okay, it bothered me because for me, I'm like, I want to know who's who. Let's look at the crimes. Let's look at the personalities. Let's try to understand. Let's split it apart. So I started doing some research about it. And when I came to some conclusions, I'm like, wow, now when you think about either of those terms, you're like, I know who is who. So this segment is going to be called PsychoDick versus SocioDick. Okay? Because these guys are such fucking...
Can I be a socio-dick?
I knew you were going to pick socio, and I would pick psycho.
For yourself?
I love psychopaths. I don't like sociopaths.
I think sociopaths are just hilarious.
I knew it. When I was writing this, I was going to be like, let's pick a side. I'm like, I know you're going to pick sociopath. I know it.
Okay.
I knew it. This is amazing. I predicted it. Wow.
Honestly, this is our first time trying to do something like this, and it's going very well so far. I can say that.
I love it. I can't wait to lay it all out for you. Okay.
Okay. Should I pee at the same time while you're laying it out?
Yes, but please don't stop listening because, okay, let me make this point.
Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. I'll hold.
First of all, a little bit disappointing, but I'm going to split them apart anyways. This is my thesis, okay? Every psychopath is a sociopath, but not every sociopath is a psychopath.
Okay.
So that's a little bit complicated. They're used interchangeably, okay? Mm-hmm. But they're not in opposition. They actually are supposed to go hand in hand. Okay?
But if they're okay, never mind.
But I'm saying this, I'm laying the groundwork, and then I'm going to tell you I use 3 different ways to compare them, and we're going to split apart 2 of these serial killers, and I'm going to tell you which is which, like who is who. Okay. And that's my theory, okay? Mm-hmm. You can go pee now. But I'm going to start laying out the traits of sociopath, if that's cool with you. You can keep listening.
Yeah.
Okay. Overarching traits of a sociopath. The first one, you've probably heard of it, Dan, which is antisocial personality disorder. It's common among both, but it's this overall thing of like a distorted sense of self. So sociopaths tend to commit a lot of different crimes, whether that be like petty theft and then just like bigger robberies or stealing cars or whatever. They get kind of like that attention that way, and they actually start to identify and have a sense of self based on the crimes that they commit, which is a huge problem because they don't have any guilt associated with what they do.
Okay, so sorry, I know I'm talking from over here.
Where are you? I hear this voice, but I don't see anybody.
Because I'm still peeing.
Okay.
So they're molded by the actions that they make.
Yeah, so from a young age, like they don't have a good sense of self. It's going to lead into my next point, but I'm just saying they start to develop their identity through the crimes that they commit and the rules that they break. Okay?
Okay.
Second point, which everybody knows, and they'll be like, oh, you don't have empathy, you're a psychopath, you're a sociopath. That's the number 2 point, okay? They don't have any EO, which is emotional intelligence. And you might think that a sociopath would try and study other people to get to know, like to understand human emotions through others and learn how to manipulate them. But to me, a sociopath is more, they just don't have understanding and they don't really seem to care. I don't know. They are incapable of feeling like intimacy for other people. So relationships are very difficult for them, right? And to be honest, this next one is going to just be like, remember when we were talking about Trump in the last episode? What? I was like, what is it? In the last episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So sociopaths also have explosive tempers.
Oh yeah, like Trump.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, they don't understand emotions in general, so they are unable to control their own emotions, which makes them like emotionally volatile. Okay. Then this one is so funny. Okay, so there's this 2017 study, and they basically said that the 7 deadly sins, 100% associated with a sociopath. Like a very unappealing person in general, I feel.
Say that again.
The 7 deadly sins are associated with someone with sociopathy.
Okay.
Okay. So they have this thing, this is called multiple pathological personality, which means think about just like Trump. Think about anyone who comes to your mind. Well, I just ruined it. Manipulative, attention seeking, loves talking about themselves, lack a moral compass, and completely disregards other people's needs. Right? I'm like, done.
Maybe that's why I like sociopaths recently, because Trump is one.
It's interesting, right? But like, that's why they're interesting, because they're always like in the center of attention. They want attention. They love being on display. They don't care what it looks like. They don't care how stupid they look. Like, they just don't understand themselves. So they do stupid shit, which means they get caught easier for the crimes they commit.
Because they want to get caught.
And
almost.
they fucking make mistakes, and it's impulsive. Like, they're going to go steal. They're not going to take the time to like wipe their prints off. It's like, I had an urge to kill someone, so I went and did it, and I just left the body there, and like, I got over it. Well, in the 70s, it was easier not to get caught for that stuff. Yeah. Right. But okay. And overall confusion about self. So they're confused about who they are in general. They want attention. It's difficult for them to interact with other people. And the scariest part is that antisocial personality disorder, which is literally like what it sounds like, it's this self-isolation, because they don't have the ability to understand other people, right? Mm-hmm. So that takes a toll on them as they go on in their life, but it's almost impossible to diagnose in children. So a lot of sociopaths won't be diagnosed until much later in their life, which is kind of scary. Because
a lot of the time you're like, oh, he's just being a kid, or she's just being a kid.
Exactly. So, like I said, there's technically no clinical difference between a psychopath and a sociopath, okay? Most of the terms are used interchangeably, but I want to categorize these 2 serial killers as one or the other, okay? So we're going to have some points, and these are the ways we're going to compare them. Ready? Mm-hmm. Nature versus nurture. sociopaths are a product of their environment, but psychopaths usually are born with some sort of biological or neurological issue. Okay? Most of the most infamous ones in the history or whatever are usually a product of both. But I know you'll hear like a lot of sociopaths, especially, they'll have head injuries, maybe one or multiple, which damages their frontal lobe. They have mom or dad issues. Usually like they hate their mothers. Yeah. Kind of like Norman Bates. I don't know, like or like they had really, really fucked up early sexual, like their first sexual experience was like, I remember, who is it? Fred West, I think, from the UK. A lot of this is actually really common, like people who grew up in like rural, whatever, sociopaths. And the first sexual experience they had was fucking animals. Like sheep. And like their dad would show them how to do it. And it's like, what?
I didn't expect that one. I didn't I've heard of that before,
yeah.
But I did not expect you to just say that to me.
There you go. Okay, the second way we can compare them is that one is on display and one is like under the surface. So because a psychopath is usually born being a psychopath, they're actually really good at blending in because they spend their entire lives living as a psychopath. This means that they're usually more successful in life, and they can repress their urges and the traits that they have. Mm-hmm. So they spend a lot more time studying people and understanding. They're just like the quiet ones. And there's this theory, like a lot of the most successful CEOs in the world are probably psychopaths. Yeah. I would agree. Yeah. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, sociopaths will stick out like a sore thumb, which is why you like them. They're okay. It's, oh God, anyways. Psychopaths are more thoughtful. They are meticulous. They're controlled and careful. This is why it's so funny that you and I are on either side.
Almost like the guy from You.
Yes.
Yeah, he would be considered a psychopath. If anyone's seen You, and I'm sure if you're listening to this, you probably have.
Yes.
Yeah, he's much like a psychopath.
Oh my God.
Very controlled.
Yes, it's crazy. And although there's like these urges or impulsions, it's usually because he's reacting to what's happening around him. Mm-hmm. And he has the ability to control himself. When he loses control, that's when he has to kill someone, and he accepts that that's what it is, seems.
So that's kind of the cross into socio.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, weird.
So psychopaths can fulfill their needs without drawing too much attention to themselves, but sociopaths are literally just like reckless, impulsive. They want to make a scene and get attention, and they do not think about the repercussions of their actions.
Okay.
Last point. Okay. Emotional depth versus like a facade. I'm not saying sociopaths have empathy, but they do tend to have really unhealthy romantic relationships. I think they believe that they understand emotions, but they don't. And because they're linked more to their emotions, that's why they do stupid stuff, whatever. But psychopaths are unable to have emotions whatsoever, but they're really good at forming like long-lasting relationships with people. Like a guy could be a psychopath, and if the relationship benefits him, he will keep it going and he'll do everything. It's like a survival instinct. Give that person everything that they believe, even though it's insincere and not real. Mm-hmm. But they can maintain this facade of like they're this person. It's really scary, actually. And they'll do that for their whole lives just so that they can have what they want. It's a little bit like narcissistic, I would say. Yeah. So what do you think about what I said?
Well, so far, I think...
Are you, like, retaining it?
Yeah. So far, I think there's a lot of crossover, like you were saying, because you were saying psychopaths could be sociopaths, but not every sociopath can be a psychopath.
Yeah, it's kind of like this more extreme, like it's like the
next step. Sociopath is like the next level where... What we were just saying about the guy from You, like whenever he had to make a decision, it was like, this is it. Like, I didn't think this through. He becomes, in a way, it's his sociopath side coming out.
Yes, but then he always figures out how to clean things up. It's like, I don't know.
And like that's his psychopath side coming back out.
I would say, yeah. Okay. So do you know a lot about Ted Bundy?
No.
Okay.
And also, not every listener is going to know
That's
about
true.
Ted Bundy. But again, I just want to say one more thing.
Yeah. Theodore Bundy.
Tosh is laying down the hits here. She's
I'm laying down the heavy hitters. Yeah.
the heavy hitters. And I hope that everyone's following along just as much as I am.
No pressure. And you know what? If you disagree with me,
Like, we want to hear it.
Exactly. This is to be like,
'Cause
this is
it's-
what I think. It's not true. Like, it's not 100% facts of like whatever, but I'm like, what I did was I grabbed some points from each of them, Dahmer and Bundy, and I'm like, we're going to be like, this is what makes them one over the other. More
And-
like this and that. You
And
know?
Trump equals sociopath.
100%.
Oh, yeah. I'm never going to let that down.
Oh.
Have you not even... You haven't even drank any.
Well, I slammed one before we started. Okay. I don't want to have to pee. Okay, you can share. Okay. So let's talk about Bundy. Okay. People who know Bundy were like, he's the most attractive serial killer ever. Everyone thinks he's hot. He's not. He's just, when you're like the best of the worst, like, yeah,
okay.
he's okay. But like, I think he's fugly. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I started watching a documentary on
Yeah.
him. But, like, yeah, he's not a pretty guy.
He's not, but he just, okay, here's the
He's
thing.
he's got the quirks and
He's got the charm.
the charm.
And the
That's what
charisma. Yes.
what they always said. The charm.
And they thought he was like, everyone thinks he's good looking. People are
Yeah.
like, people actually are like in love with Ted Bundy. Maybe I will be. I don't know. So,
No.
did you know that he went to law school and he was going to be a lawyer? That he associated himself with people who had like political power. He knew like who to be with to get what he needed. And that's a survival instinct. And that to me is psychopath.
Okay.
Charismatic, charming, not in the limelight like doing dumb shit, just knew when and where to be
Yeah,
to make himself look good.
Yeah, he was
Wanted
strategic.
success.
He was
wanted so much to like to finish law school, to be this person and like make a name for himself, whatever.
The
Okay.
shitty thing for him though was that he was in the light. Like everyone knew about him, so he had to extra cover it up.
Yeah, which he was really good at. People
So,
still believe to this day.
psychopath.
People still believe to this day that he's innocent. He only confessed to 28 to 30 murders, but because of how good he was, people think that he's responsible for like hundreds of women's deaths. For real. Because there were so many, but they basically just fucking gave up. Okay. He had a way with words and how he spoke to the public. In the one documentary I watched about Bundy like a long time ago, when he was convicted and everything was said and done, the judge actually stopped him before he left the courtroom and was just like, son, I'm so sorry about this. I feel bad. Like the judge was giving him a speech about how he's like better than this and that he's so sad that he got convicted.
Yeah.
That's so fucked. He also in the middle of the courtroom, told people that he believed his lawyer thought he was guilty and he represented himself in his own case. And he proposed.
That's right.
A lady took the stand like a witness and he proposed to her because you're allowed to like whatever when they're on the stand, these rules, because he knew, because he studied law, he proposed to a lady like a witness to make this like dramatic like whatever, all trying to like show that he's a certain, like, that's smart. That's
That is
thinking
smart.
things through. Interesting, hey?
Did she say yes?
Of course she did. It was all planned.
Wait, sorry, she said yes,
Yes,
too?
yes.
Sorry, this is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like that's
They had it
the
all
weirdest
planned
case.
out. She was visiting him while he was in custody and stuff like that. Like,
So he got married while in a court in front of this judge.
while being like convicted of murdering women, raping, brutalizing women. Okay.
So like but what kind of stature was she though? Like was she doing a lot of drugs?
No, I think she was pretty regular. Like, he didn't have feelings for her. Obviously, he just did it.
He just did it to
It was all about making him look a certain way. And he's the center of attention. So like, let me just try this, try that. What you might not know about Ted Bundy, which is really interesting, is that he worked at a suicide prevention hotline. And that's so fascinating because he did it when he was younger. It's possible, like, I think the way the timeline is that he was still murdering and like raping women at the same time while he was working there. But to me, I'm like, that's a psychopath. he actually invested a lot of time trying
It's,
to understand emotions. What is more frantic or emotional than working on a suicide prevention hotline?
I wonder if he was like, you know what, maybe you do want to die.
Well, they listened to the playback. They're like, wait, but think about this. If you can...
Could they listen to the playback then?
No, I don't think. It's too long ago. That was probably in the 60s. I don't know. Okay. If you can convince somebody not to kill themselves, you can convince somebody of probably anything.
It's true.
And I'm like, holy shit. So like, that's where this like, you know what I mean? And people who worked beside him when they found out he was convicted were like, he was the nicest guy. He was so thoughtful and caring and charming and like, no way he did this. Worked with him for years. And he spent early years of his life trying to save people's lives, and he also rescued a boy from drowning. Notice how it wasn't a woman. Wouldn't go that far. Anyways, okay. So I think that he used those years to try to understand like a human psyche, try to understand emotions through people. It was all like whatever. Here's my nature versus nurture argument for Bundy. Nobody knows who his father is. On his birth certificate, it's some like, what is it? It's a veteran who was like in the Air Force, but no one knows that this person exists. And it's actually believed that his father is his maternal grandfather, which means his grandpa raped his mother, got her pregnant. She went to one of those places for like unwed mothers, gave birth to Theodore Bundy. And then he was raised by his grandparents and thought until he was an adult that his mom was his sister.
It's fucked up.
That's fucked up. And that's like not nuts. There's some nurture in there, sure, but that's nature. Plus his grandfather had an explosive temper and was obsessed with pornography.
Well, that's why he went and raped.
He was the most violent killer, I believe. Like, truly, the stuff that he did is, like, disgusting. It's crazy how far he went. But when you have this parallel between violence and sex, which does happen to a lot of people, like, who end up committing crimes like this later in life, like, he completely had that. But I think there's some nature in there more so. Anyways. He did have a really successful relationship with a woman known as Stephanie Brooks, which it's not her real name. He wanted to marry her. She turned him down. And so every single one of his victims looked like her.
Oh, so he had like a
long
vendetta.
Brown hair parted down the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a vendetta, and he did. Like,
he did. Yeah, he was obsessed with her. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was.
You could technically be like anything about any woman. Be like, oh, that reminds me of her.
That a Trump voice?
Oh yeah, maybe.
It totally was. We're not on Sociopath yet. Okay, we're getting there. I think that's like a pretty good whatever. Also, just I think that he's so smart. He escaped from jail and he escaped from the courthouse when he was in custody. And you know how he did it? Practice. He was thoughtful and meticulous. He used to jump off of the bunk beds in his cell to prepare his knees for the impact of jumping out of a second or third story window at the courthouse, which he escaped. He convinced the people that, like, the officers and, like, whoever were holding him, I want to, like, study law. I want to, like, understand my case. I want to do some work. They started giving him more and more space to do so and actually left him in the room, like the study or library, alone to do his work. And that's when he was like, fuck it, and jumped out the window and was on the run for days. Like, thoughtful. Thoughtful. Okay? So that's what I'm saying about Bundy. Psychopath. 100%.
Psychopath.
100%. Okay. Quickly, we got time. We're going to talk about Dahmer. The Milwaukee Cannibal or the Milwaukee Monster.
That's his
name. Yeah.
Ooh.
To be honest, like, I think Dahmer...
I like the cannibal part.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He could eat me up any day. but not literally. I mean, maybe. Just a toe.
Are you a snack? Are you a Jeffrey Dahmer snack? Ooh,
maybe.
Okay. I'm so giddy. Honestly, I think Dahmer's way better looking than Bundy. But he was gay, so, like, I mean, I would never have a chance with him. He's also dead. But I mean, he was like 6 foot something. He's a good looking guy. He's just like a little dumb. He's a little dumb. Okay. So this is my nurture. argument. He had surgery when he was really young. It was like a double hernia surgery as like a boy. And after that surgery, he started to withdraw from everybody, that by the time he was like an early teen, he didn't have any friends. He was like totally isolated. Okay. That's the first point. He had a normal upbringing, but his dad was a chemist, and his early memories of like seeing dead animals and bodies and wanting to understand what they looked like on the inside, like that kind of like science-y whatever. And his dad would show him how to do stuff with chemicals and like stuff like that, which is, he literally did science experiments on his victims and tried to like zombify them and shit, like injecting stuff in their brain. Like,
you're gonna shoot me now?
Yeah. To keep them alive, but make them under his control.
Please don't shoot me.
Yeah. Done. He also had this game called Infinity Land. I think someone wrote an album on it. There's like books about it. He would play this imaginary, it was about an imaginary place, this game alone. And so like solitaire, there was corpses there. It was like really grim. And he would like take these like little soldier figurines, like march them around like this big black hole, like weird shit. Like he's a fucking weirdo. He struggled with his sexual orientation, which I do empathize. Like that sucks. And so he repressed that for many years, which led to him having an explosive temper and acting like impulsively. Like he would go to the bar, pick up a guy, bring him home. Usually was like, had to be bare chested. He was obsessed with like torsos. Would bring the guy home. They would drink. He would usually put something in his drink, like date rape-ish kind of stuff. And then if the guy, like they'd have sex, and then the guy would be like, I have to leave. And he'd be like, I don't want you to leave me. And then he would explode, beat the shit out of them, kill them, strangle them, whatever. And then keep their bodies there, preserve parts of them to keep them alive so that they would never leave him. Like, it's really sad. Like, he just didn't want to be alone, but couldn't have a normal relationship with a man, even though he's hooking up. Like, why couldn't he date a guy? You know? Like, why couldn't you just do something normal? But it was like this desperation, like, I can't let you leave me. You know?
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, like,
He also had to be wasted when he killed people because he hated doing it.
And he admits this?
There's this other thing about serial killers, which is like a product killer or a process killer.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ed Gein, which is like who Buffalo Bill is like done after, is like he made like skin suits. He was a product killer, didn't enjoy killing. Dahmer is a product killer because he wanted the body. He didn't want to kill them. Whereas Bundy is a process killer. He enjoyed the thrill of killing and then leaving. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get off on like actually doing the act. So he was a huge attention whore, Jeffrey Dahmer. When he was in school, he used to do this thing where he would be in the library. He was drinking when he was a teenager. He was getting drunk off like gin all the time when he was in school. It's kind of sad, but like he would do this thing in the library. He'd put a book like over his face and scream the librarian's name at the top of his lungs. And she'd be like, who said that? Who did that? And never suspected him. But he would do stuff like that. He was a class clown. Oh. He always wanted to be like center of attention, even though he was really isolated.
Sociopath.
Yeah. And in the yearbook, he used to jump into like the group photos. The funniest one is like, it was like an honors group, like for like the smartest kids. And he jumped into the photo and everyone would laugh. They're like, he's like the dumbest kid in school. Like there's no way he would be in this club. And then they would like black his photo out, like all the yearbook's photos of him.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways, I guess that's where I'll leave it off. But what do you think?
What do I think? Holy shit. No, I mean, like, I think you're all totally right. Or at least you have great suspicions. I mean, it sounds like from what you've studied, at least, so far, the sociopath can't be a psychopath because of how much extremes. And
because they go hand in hand that way.
And they're almost dumb.
I would say that there's no way Dahmer's a psychopath. No fucking way he is. 100% a sociopath. Mm-hmm. With Bundy, because like they kind of start to blend into each other, I think that like maybe he was pretty impulsive. But he thought through things to a point where he knew how to be on the run and escape and whatever. Yeah. But you can see a little bit more sociopath in Bundy. I can't see any psychopath in Dahmer. I can't. I just can't. What do you think?
What you mean?
What do you mean?
What you mean?
There you go.
Yay.
So I hope that you learned something.
I fucking learned a lot, and my head hurts.
Oh no!
I wish I had another beer.
You can drink mine. There's a half in there. Hey.
Yeah, I drank the other half of it.
But yeah, I think it's a theory. Like I said, listening to so many podcasts and reading books about these people, these famous serial killers, is like, it always frustrated me because I'm like, I prefer a psychopath. I love how careful they are. I love how thoughtful and meticulous.
When she says she loves it, she's not a serial killer herself.
No, I just admire.
I promise.
I promise.
I think. I don't know.
The only way you'll know is when you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. but she'd be a psychopath because you're very meticulous.
I know. I think it's my personality. And I'm like, sociopath is so you that it's just like, it's kind of like quirky. It's like out there. Like, I know you like to be like.
But you're like, oh no, I just did something. You're like, oh no. No.
Oh no.
Babe, no. Babe, no.
Babe, wait. No, babe. Yeah.
And that wraps up the newest segment with Tosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you guys have, I do have a couple more in the pipeline. I've already got them categorized, but if you have one that's your favorite, let us know.
Yeah.
DM us or email us. Who do you want us to categorize? What we're going to research next.
Yeah.
If you want it.
I mean, like, I'd honestly, not just serial killers anymore. Like, I would love to talk about fucking R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and what's the other guy's name?
Michael Jackson.
Ghislaine Maxwell's. The guy that had the fucking. Why can't I think?
Words, names, people, places. Well, you find that out.
I got a text message, by the way, from Corner Cannabis. If you'd like to sponsor us, please do. It was only asking me to do a survey, but I mean, like, it sounded way cooler when I said cannabis. The cannabis
you scratch
store,
their back, they scratch yours, right?
which is on the back of my cack.
Not again. The back of my cat.
Back of my kick.
Well, looking that up. Before we wrap up, we do need to do Dick of the Day and Dick Smoothie. I got it.
I have a story that I have to tell first.
Oh my god, that's right. Go.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why I didn't do this at the beginning.
Yeah.
And Tosh has been trying to make me tell this for the past couple episodes, and I'm sure you've heard. But the Manscaped, great tool. Okay, shave my balls, shave my ass, like bare cheeks. It's great. Every time you fart, though, it feels like a wet fart, and you're like, well, it's weird. It's kind of warm. It's like you're just not used to your cheeks feeling each other, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got good cheeks, so.
Primo. What?
I'm scared.
You can do it. It's better just to put it all out there.
Anyways, before Burlington went into the red zone for coronavirus, the Rona, I was at band practice and we're jamming, we're having a good time. I've also been farting for most of the night.
Farting
right?
For most of your life, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like farting away, toot, toot, toot. And then the toot 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 went into a, and I was like, I didn't know if I actually did it too, because I was like, it kind of felt like all the other ones, but this one's a little hotter.
Hotter. Okay, I can't. Your voice is getting so.
And then what?
Say it.
And then I played another song before I was like, okay, I did shit my pants. I need to go home. So I grabbed like my empties. I'm like, I go over and I'm pretending to like rinse them out very well, and I toss them away, and I pretend to like go out for a cigarette, but really I'm going home.
I just peaced.
I just peaced. I didn't tell anyone.
And
I
thank
just
God,
left.
where were you? How close? Like,
I was next door.
Woo! Like, because you said you guys were going to studios.
But the worst part was I called Tosh.
Can I say? You're like, oh, I got home. Like, because you're like, I'll call you when I'm done band practice. I'm like, cool. And then you call me, like, I'm just laying in bed talking about, like I'm going to have a shower. I'll call you later. But I didn't know.
I didn't want to tell anyone at the time.
And then he told me after, and I was like, wait, you were talking to me before you had a shower?
I don't know why I called you. I think it was because I
you
was
would.
too embarrassed.
No, you're like, I'll call you when I'm done. I'm like, cool. And then you're like, you're not going to, you don't leave a girl hanging. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so anyways, that makes me feel like I could never trust a fart again. And like, if you're like me and your business meetings with the toilet are not that great.
Yeah. Sometimes your assistant doesn't let you know well enough ahead of time that you have a business meeting coming up, right?
I like the way that you think. Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, Japan's on line 1, Dan. You got to pick up right now. Like, get in there. You're like, no, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
The merger's happening right now. Yeah. Gotta get you an assistant.
I got it, yeah. For my business meetings. You might just need to wear diapers to your business meeting.
Or double up on your undies.
Yeah. Wait,
no. That's not enough.
No, that's not. No,
That's
that would
not
be
enough.
worse because then never mind.
Then you ruin 2 pairs of underwear.
Yeah.
And maybe your pants.
Yep. Okay, so what did you
Wait,
want to
how do you feel? Do you feel better now saying that?
No.
You're going to feel so much relief. I'm telling you. And not like the same relief you had after the business meeting. Just knowing that you put it out there and you're like, take that load off your shoulders, man. I feel better.
Yeah, basically felt like it was from my shoulders to my asshole.
To my asshole.
Anyways, continue, miss.
Should have made you dick of the day.
I should have been dick of the day.
But okay. Here's your dick of the day, my friends. Put that blender on. And we got your dick smoothie recipe coming up, okay? This is from my friend Eric, my Instagram friend Eric. Okay? And he told me.
Your Instagram
my pal.
friend.
He's not from Canada. I'm like, I don't know him.
Your Instagram friend.
Eric.
Eric.
Pablo Picasso, I think. Anyways. Your dick of the day is Jim Halpert from The Office. And
yeah.
wow, I would never have thought. He was just like, this guy's a fucking dick. He's a narcissist. And he's like, he needs to be dick smoothie. And I'm like, okay. So I started thinking. For the 17th time I've been rewatching The Office. It's just something I put on like while I'm making dinner or something. It's just whatever, friendly, good times. And I've been paying extra attention. And I'm like, holy shit, he's right. And I hate Jim Halpert now. Truly hate him. I can't even watch
is
him.
John Krasinski, right?
Yeah, Krasinski, yeah. So here are the reasons why he's a dick of the day. I know everyone loves Jim and Pam, and it's like the romance, but like he full on like ruined that relationship with her and Roy, her fiance. He kissed her, okay, when she was engaged, whatever. So selfish. And when he didn't get his way, he ran away like a little bitch. And he won in the end, but I'm like, he has no boundaries, okay? He's a dick.
Of the
year. Secondly, his office pranks and like how he fucks with people, he like, that's his priority, and like he like destroys Dwight on a daily basis, and that's kind of fucked up. He's like a bully.
He's like,
I don't care. Okay. I don't care. Okay.
I don't care. Okay.
I don't care. Okay.
Okay. My least favorite episode is when Jim and Pam are like gonna have their first child, and he calls the CFO David Wallace into the office to just take him into the boardroom and be like, make me a manager. And like Michael can be a district manager, or they end up being co-managers, but he literally brings in the CFO and just like, make me a manager. Like, he's so manipulative, and everybody knows that Dwight should have been a manager before Jim. Jim sucks. Like, he has good sales. Like, I've never seen his sales record. Dwight's the one who fucking wins the sales records. I think it's bullshit. He's just
I've never
telling us.
seen his sale records.
I would love to know.
If I want to vote you as the next manager, I need to see your entire sales, not tax. I meant sales. I want to see it down on the the sales paper.
There you go. Okay. He lets Michael fall into that koi pond. I literally just watched this episode the other day. Piece of shit. Goes like this. And also, he cares more about how he looks than anybody else. I know everyone should, but like a really good, genuinely caring person would give more of a shit than him. Like,
also, he's not good looking in it.
I know. He has a horse face. He has a horse jaw.
It's not even that. He's just like he
just meh.
He looks so weird.
I know. But like this face, you know how he's always just like to the camera, like his stupid fucking look, and I'm like, he makes it seem like he cares. Like, say for instance, if I'm like, oh, like I had say something stupid to the camera, like if I'm on the show, and then you're like, haha, and then you look at the camera like this, like, you're an asshole because you make it seem like you're good and you care about everyone or whatever, and then you just turn around to the camera like it's because you care more about being cool than actually being like a good friend to these people. I'm like, fuck you. And he almost loses his marriage to Pam in like the last season when he decides to pursue his like business of being like a sports broadcaster guy. I'm like, I'm all for following your dreams, but he puts his needs and everything before anybody else's, including his wife. And I'm like, come on, man. So anyways, dick of the day. Now, Jim Halpert's dick smoothie is called Tuna Halpert.
Okay, before Tuna Halpert.
Like Tuna
Halpert. Before you move on.
Yeah.
Don't you think that it's not his fault that the writers wrote that stuff in?
No, it's his fault. They were like, you're... They're like, okay, John, here's like your character. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to change a few things. He just penciled it in. I think he fucking rewrote his character. I'm just kidding. Whatever. He's still a dick. Truly. And I will never like him again. So thanks, Eric, for ruining that for me. I used to love Jim. Like, honestly, he was one of my favorites. Not anymore. So Tuna Halpert is what? Is Jim Halpert's dick smoothie. And the ingredients, what?
I don't know what you're saying what to.
Oh, you just look like,
I'm like, yes, I'm interested.
Yeah, interested. There's not like a ton of ingredients because there's not a lot of liquids in that show. But the number one ingredient is tuna juice because he goes by Big Tuna. He eats a tuna sandwich one day, and Andy Bernard calls him Big Tuna for the rest of the series. Okay?
He kind of looks like a big tuna.
He does. The second ingredient is lemon jello because that's what he puts Dwight's office supplies into. You got to get some of that jello. Give it back, you know? Yeah.
You're so good at this.
The third ingredient is Jägermeister.
This sounds kind of good.
I know, except for the tuna juice.
Yeah, but like I feel like everything mixed together will be kind of good.
Oh, true. Okay, so Jägermeister because they pull like an all-nighter when they're working in Stanford when he leaves because Pam won't date him. He's a like little pussy bitch. And they do Jäger bombs all night and they get wasted. And the final ingredient is jelly because Pam Beasley and Jim go by PB&J. So you got to get
what kind of jelly?
Grape jelly.
Grape?
Welch's grape jelly.
Why grape?
I don't know. I feel like that's really American. I don't like jelly. Like, I like jam.
It's the same thing.
It's so not the same thing.
It's the same exact thing.
I was in Florida.
What are
one
you
year.
talking about? What, jelly and jam are the exact same thing. This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Okay,
No.
like this was not planned. I'm gonna mute her for a second because this is fucked up. Okay, just no, like please tell me. Tell me. What is jelly and jam?
Jelly is made of grapes, and like jam is made with berries.
So They needed two different words for that?
They call it PB and peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's like super American. They use grape jelly. I've never had grape jelly unless I've been in the States. But like in Canada, we usually use jam. Raspberry jam and peanut butter. It's not the same. It's similar, but it isn't the same.
It's the same. It's the words on the label that are different. It's the exact same thing. And the only reason why is because that's two different countries. Do you think I knew what fucking marmalade was before I came here?
So do you think marmalade and jam is the same thing?
Yes. I think it's all the fucking same.
Agree to disagree.
No, it's all the same. Why do you need to call it marmalade? Like, what the? Anyways, I feel like that's kind of a good note to end this off on.
Okay, then finally, Dan painted a picture.
I painted a painting. It's so bad. But I did it.
It's fucking iconic. I think he killed it. And that thing looks like it could kill you.
It's my soul.
Oh, it definitely is.
Oh, that's what my soul looks like.
Beautiful. Empty. It does look like a ghosty for sure.
Oh, it looks kind of cool. I gotta peel off the tape, but it kind of looks
I
cool
like
with the tape on it.
I know. You were fighting me on it. I'm like, no, you got to. And I'm like, oh, leave it. Just leave it. It looks perfect.
It's kind of cool. But also, I want to point out Tasha's painting here. Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And you've been getting a lot of business recently.
Yeah, I've got a list of commissions, but I always look to do more. And to be honest with you, the portraits and stuff are fun, but I would love to do more like creepy shit or like movie characters or whatever. This behind us is my favorite. It's Kim Novak from my favorite Hitchcock movie, Vertigo.
I was telling her that she needs to do a painting of Leprechaun.
Oh yeah,
or Toby's recommendation of the Invisible Man. That would be so good.
I know, we flushed out the idea. It's like, that's so perfect.
It's so good. It's so good.
Perfect.
I actually think the Invisible Man's gonna be coming up soon.
It might take me a while.
It might take a while because he's invisible, but actually wouldn't take that take like half the time.
It would take no time. So I'd be like, here's my painting of the Invisible. Done. But I'm gonna charge extra.
You could even do the thing where he's like holding her up.
Yeah, we talked about that. You're like the weight and just have like some like blood or whatever,
like
something
dripping off of him.
I'm down for that. Anyways.
Okay, so anyways, what I'm trying to say is this goes for $150. She's got everything going at that kind of rate, but if you want to, we'll definitely make sure that you get a deal. And if you are a dick, we'll get you what are we going to save them? Save them tax maybe?
Yeah, 10-15%.
Yeah, I'm saying like 10-15% will save you if you are a dick. But you have to tell us that you've listened to the podcast and you know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like this is for our secret organization. Not everyone's in on it yet.
Yeah.
And I say yet because it's been pretty good.
Exactly.
So we're all really excited about this. Again, where can we contact you, Tosh?
Well, number one, please follow our Dick Smoothie Instagram page.
Yes.
At Dick Smoothies, plural. You can follow...
Plural.
Plural, bitch. Please slide into my DMs and follow me at catharsis.on.canvas and slide into Dan's DMs. He asked for it, right?
Yeah.
And follow Dan at flannel_on_flannel. And like I said, email us. If you are a listener and you're from the States, we want to know. Send us anything. Just say hi. Tell us anything about yourself, whatever. Or tell us your deepest, darkest secrets via email. flannelonflannelwithdaniel@gmail.com or flannelonflannelwithtosh@gmail.com.
Yes, and if you're American, I'm sorry if you voted for Trump. Okay. Good night. Goodbye.
Thanks,
day.
guys.
Smell you later. Thanks for being
our dicks.
Okay, one more time. Thanks for being my dick.